What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the YouTube channel of Raptor Josh. And here we are joined by Abbas. We're going to be talking about Wakanda Forever and our expectations for the movie and how we feel like this movie will gel well with the... What phase are we in? Phase 6?
4.
Right?
4.
We're in phase 4?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry. My mind is in Fantastic Four area. So phase 4. Basically, how this fits in with phase 4 and stuff. Okay, so the first topic, getting straight into it. So this film is obviously acknowledging the death of Chadwick Boseman, and we're going to see a new Black Panther. My question to you is, have they made the right choice with acknowledging Chadwick Boseman's death?
Well, obviously, like, it's better than recasting, right? 100%.
Okay, but I seem to remember a conversation between me and you, a private one, where you said that they should recast him because there was a lot of unused potential with the character of T'Challa.
Right, and yeah, back then, 100%, I truly felt, right, that, like, it was needed, like, you just had to recast. But I feel like they've released quite a few new characters, right, into the MCU that I didn't think that they were going to release anytime soon. That's kind of filled in the gap. Moon Knight, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Miss Marvel, and I didn't think that they were going to bring She-Hulk anytime soon. But, like, those three, I feel like they're not doing a good job at filling the gap, but they filled the gap, right?
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
Like, even though Moon Knight was, like, great, right? They each failed in their own way of what they were meant to do, but that's not what we're talking about, you know? They are doing the right thing. I don't know how they're going to acknowledge it, right? Like, how he died and stuff. But I hope they do it well, because I feel like Chadwick Boseman did, like, a really good job as Black Panther for the short time that he did it for.
I feel like as long as they acknowledge, they don't really have to say, like, oh, what killed him. As long as they just, you know, have this sort of celebration for him rather than, you know, wanting the audience to try and figure out how he died.
I disagree.
We just move past. Okay.
Right? Because he was meant to be, like, the main person, right? You know how we used to have the big three, Thor, Cap, and Tony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, 100%, I believe Black Panther was meant to be the new big three. And, like, that was the plan. Like, look at the way they set him up. He's, like, this super badass character, right?
Yes, yeah.
Like, just the way the storytelling and stuff, right? He's had his own movie, right? But we haven't really explored him or Wakanda properly still. Like, there's a lot. Yeah, now, like, maybe.
No, wait, no. Let me add to that. Yeah. So this film maybe gives you that opportunity with acknowledging his death, right? So obviously we know Namor is going to be in the movie. That was revealed in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Now in the comics there were links between a young T'Challa and a young Namor. Now his introduction, combined with maybe some past flashbacks within the film, could give context, like more context to Wakanda and the relationship between Atlantis, or I don't think it's Atlantis. I think it's T'Challa. He's like king of T'Challa, and I feel like that will give the audience more of a experience of Wakanda and the character of T'Challa, how he was growing up and stuff.
Okay, yeah, no. As long as they do something like that, I'm happy, right? I'm a bit, like, iffy about whether Shuri can, like, fill the role, but we're not talking.
Okay, so that leads us on to our next point. Who do you think is the new Black Panther?
It's definitely Shuri, right? The Black Panther suit, right? It fits her.
I definitely agree. There was also a clip of, you know, in the first movie where she uses those sound braces against Killmonger.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a clip of that with the suit on, and they're using the exact same weapon on something. We don't know what it is, but yeah.
A lot of people on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we could go back to your next question, right, afterwards. But a lot of people on the internet, they're complaining that, like, Shuri, she looks so badass in the trailer, by the way. Right? Like, that. But from when we saw her in, like, Infinity War, right, where she could barely use those bracelet things and she was pretty useless, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and now being able to do backflips and stuff, right? I feel like people are making a really big deal about it for no reason, right? I'd prefer if they like skip over the fact that like yeah, now Shuri's a badass, right? But I'd rather prefer to now see how she tries to fill the shoes, because you know that's what we were gonna get from Peter and Tony, right? Peter Parker trying to fill Tony Stark's shoes, but we never got that because people didn't want that, right? Which is why we got Spider-Man on his own now. But I feel like it'll be awesome to see Shuri try to do that, try to fill like her older brother's shoes, and maybe even fail by the end of the movie, right?
Okay.
Like it would be awesome to see like her lose, and then maybe the third one, she's like even more experienced and stuff. But that's just my opinion.
Well, I feel like the character that she has been like portrayed like in Infinity War and the first Black Panther made me feel like she's not ready to take over the mantle.
No.
In this movie, maybe something happens where she really like she hyper matures and like there's a time skip or something like that where it shows like how she's grown as a person. But if you think back to Infinity War and Black Panther, she was just like a little snarky kid.
Yeah.
And to me, the fact that she's taking over the role of Black Panther, which is like what T'Challa was trying to do was unite the world with Wakanda, just doesn't seem like the right fit. And I know that obviously he's dead now, and we can't really do much about that. And someone needs to take over the character. But in my opinion, it should have been someone like Killmonger, revived Killmonger, or even T'Challa's girlfriend, Nakia. Or was it Nakia? I think it was.
I don't know her name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, I can agree, right? But I feel like you have to give her a chance. Yeah.
Of course.
There is a lot on like Marvel's plate right now. Like obviously the first 20 odd movies were great, right? And there's a lot of nostalgia around them, and like whatever they produce now is never going to live up to that standard. So I feel like we should just like at least give it a chance. We can't create or like have like decisive decisions right now until we've like watched the movie. And I think we should give Shuri a good chance. You know, see her as the new Black Panther. If she fails, then you mock her. But until then, like just hope for the best.
Okay, so people have been to early screenings of this movie, and a person on Twitter by the name of Matt Ramos, I follow him on Twitter. He tweets stuff about the MCU and Marvel and stuff, like decisions being taken and stuff. He went to see the film, got invited, and he said that this film is definitely a step down from the first one. Yes. The acting is incredible from Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, and Tanek Huerta, who plays Namor. But there's a lot that doesn't sit right with him, and he can't reveal what that is without spoiling the movie. Now,
okay. I also saw that tweet, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I actually saw that tweet. Yeah, I know you are.
Perfect. I believe it.
You know, but but the thing is, the first movie was awesome though, right?
The first movie was incredible. Yeah,
it was really good. So, like, even if it's like not up to that standard, right? But it still tries its best. Like, even if it's at half of that movie, I think it will still be considered a good movie. Right, and right now Marvel only needs a good movie. They've missed again and again and again, and like at this point it's embarrassing.
That's true.
Have access to all of these like great characters, right? Infinite amount of money, basically. The only problem they have is time, and they can't manage their time correctly, which is why like I was going to talk about the CGI and stuff. But in the trailer, it looks incredible.
The CGI in this film looks like you can't fault it, really.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. Because I was worried that they were going to mess up Wakanda, right? Because in the first movie, it looked beautiful, right? You could feel it come to life. But yeah, I feel like they're doing it right again, and it looks really, really pretty.
You gotta understand with Wakanda though, it is like a real life place, so they could always just go to these different locations, shoot at these incredible sites, and just say it's Wakanda. But if you compare it to something like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, where they're down in the quantum realm, that is entirely made of CGI. Now, that
looks awesome.
If that film uses the CGI correctly, then for sure we can give props to Marvel. But you know,
who directed the first one?
So the person who also directed the first one was Ryan Coogler. Now, he did an amazing job with the first one. With the second one, obviously, people saying on Twitter it's a step down from the first film. Maybe not the fault of the director in this case. Maybe it's just the storyline. Great characters, bad storyline, as we've seen with the sequels of Star Wars. Great actors, great characters, bad storyline.
But I feel like that's got to do like Disney, right? Like putting their feet in now, at least. You know, you heard what to do with Kevin Feige, right? Like he got absolutely mad when he saw the Secret War script.
No,
and like,
I haven't heard of that.
well, he absolutely lost it, and he's like forced them to start rewriting it. Like it's really, really bad. And they got leaked, like how he reacted. So I feel like I don't want it to be the same thing like this. I really hope Feige, you know, he's gotten us this far, right? We should trust him and let him keep doing it and give him the creative control, because I think we'll be able to tell if it was taken away and it was put too much in the director's hand.
Yeah.
Like we saw with the Thor movie, which was like not good.
Yeah, Taika Waititi in that case is a one-trick pony. Like he absolutely smashed it with Ragnarok, but when it came to Love and Thunder, he went too much in that direction. But yeah, obviously Ryan Coogler is a good director, though. He's directed other movies like Judas and the Black Messiah. I don't know if you've watched that.
No.
And the Black KKK Klansman. So all of these, you know, empowering movies for the Black community, and obviously this is a movie heavily featuring people from the Black community, so he's a good fit. But maybe it is just a storyline. But okay, what do you think the storyline of this film will entail? So let's go from Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. What do you think?
I feel like you've already got your own like thingy, or else you wouldn't have asked that question. So I feel like you should start. Right, what
I don't. Just saying I don't, but I'll start. Yeah. Don't worry about it. So I say Act 1 will basically be acknowledging T'Challa's death. And you know that part in the trailer where Queen Ramonda is talking with the UN or something like that? Basically just acknowledging T'Challa's death and sort of maybe setting up Namor, like his intentions and his little bit of his story, like why is he attacking Wakanda in the first place?
Yeah.
Then we go into Act 2, where after all the setting up of Namor and his relationship with T'Challa, perhaps he attacks Wakanda. We don't know his intentions, but you know his intentions will probably be revealed in that act. And in Act 3. It will be basically. Oh, actually, another point, Act 2, I should add, is probably Shuri like contemplating whether she should step up, maybe going looking for answers in the. What is there after Death Realm? What is that called?
Oh yeah, I know what you're on about. But
the plane, the ancestral plane. Oh, perhaps going in there and sort of looking for answers with her dad, perhaps maybe one of her other ancestors, maybe a Killmonger who is dead in there, and you know offering advice to Shuri on how she should tackle this. And then obviously in Act 3, she's fit into the role of Black Panther. As much as I disagree with that, she perhaps fits into that role. And I don't think Namor is a bad guy. I think he's more of just a misunderstood guy.
Not again. No, we don't want that. Okay, for the love of God, just give us a villain that we can actually like appreciate for being a villain. We have not gotten like a really good villain, right?
I think that's where it's going down though, because he's also the first mutant. Well, not maybe the second mutant. Miss Marvel was also confirmed.
She is confirmed to be a mutant.
Yeah, first mutant. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Namor's a second mutant, so I don't think they'll present him as a villain.
I'm getting tired of like, you know, bad, like we fight, good guy fights bad guy comes to realization, oh, you know, like maybe I'm doing something wrong. Bad guy becomes with good guy, and then he dies in the third movie or something like that. You know what I mean? Yes, but that's what I'm leading to, yeah. Basically, there's this third character. Now, who could this third character be? Basically, we see in the beginning of the trailer, these Wakandan warriors are scaling a ship.
and this ship is perhaps mining something into Lalo Khan or trying to exploit Wakanda for its vibranium, perhaps because of T'Challa's death. They're seen as vulnerable, and this corporation is what instigates the two to fight in the first place. Yeah. Now, my theory on who this character could be, perhaps it's Doctor Doom.
Oh.
Yes. Or it could be who was I going to say? I had a name in mind. Okay, let's stick with Doctor Doom for now. When it comes to me, I'll jump
just
back.
like blurt it out when it comes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I like the idea of Doctor Doom, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like it's the same reason why other superhero movies, fail. Two people fight each other, they look at each other, realize, oh wait, there's a bigger bad. Batman v Superman, stuff like that, right? It's the reason why these movies didn't do as well, and I'm scared that it's gonna happen to this movie. Right?
Yeah.
The only movie where that comes to mind instantly, right? There's probably more where it's not like it doesn't fail is Civil War. Two people, good guys fighting each other, and both of them know that there's like a big mastermind behind it. But Tony doesn't. It would be nice to see Doom and like represent.
Not even correctly. I'm not even saying like introduce him as a full-fledged character, like have this big reveal. Oh, it's Doctor Doom. It could be a company, one of a shell company corporation run by him.
Yeah.
And you just sort of half acknowledge it's Doctor Doom, building up to that Fantastic Four movie, which we know everyone is waiting for.
That's not in Doctor Doom's character though. He's obviously he's the only person in Marvel to take over the world and actually bring world peace, right?
Yeah, I know that.
He's a good person in his own way, right? And I don't think it makes sense for him, being the big bad like this. I really don't. Also, I'm scared if they introduce him, even if it's lightly, right?
Yeah.
He won't be as powerful as he's meant to be, because Doctor Doom is meant to be powerful. He's meant to be as smart as Reed Richards and as mystical and crap as Doctor Strange, right? He's meant to be completely unstoppable, and I'm scared if they introduce him like this, right? Like begging for vibranium or whatever the hell it is, right? It's gonna take away from his character of like, holy shit, this guy's a badass. I swore again. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely see where you're coming from. But I had another name which made more sense, and it's actually escaped my mind now.
Like add it, in text,
Okay, yes. If I'll remember it everything. It's on the screen right now. I'm showing you a picture and everything. All right.
Yeah.
But what do you think this storyline is going? No, actually, what do you think of that storyline? How accurate is it?
I think I agree. I feel like it's going to be something like that. I don't want it to be like that. I'll be very disappointed if it's like that. Especially to the third act. I'll be very, very disappointed. It's generic, and it doesn't need to be generic, That's right. I prefer it if they went and reached out and tried to do something really, really out there with the movie.
Now, are you talking about the framing of the story, or are you talking about introducing characters?
Not introducing characters. We don't need cameos, all right? I think Marvel messed up after No Way Home, right?
But No Way Home was sort of just... Actually, let's not talk about that.
No Way Home was the lot, good, awesome. I love the movie, right?
Yes.
But it kind of set an expectation, which is the audience's fault, but Marvel's fault as well for trying to... work with the expectation.
In
Multiverse of Madness, because it messed it up. The movie had potential to be incredible. It's a Doctor Strange movie, and what we got wasn't bad, but not what it wasn't.
It wasn't the greatest.
Yeah, it wasn't right. And then people expecting stuff from Thor, and we got barely any good quality cameos, right?
Yeah. To be fair, I wasn't expecting cameos in Thor. I was expecting more of a darker.
I would have loved a dark movie.
Yes, I would. A darker movie would have fit the villain and Thor's character arc. Oh yeah. Moving. I'm talking about.
We have divulged, gone off this entire. Like I know I've been going off, but I feel like you've started coming off with me.
Yes,
Isn't a
because
bad
there's a
thing.
lot to
It's
say.
working.
Yeah,
We
it's a
haven't
lot to
talked
say.
about Marvel in a while, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel like it's just going to be safe. I don't want it to be safe. I'd prefer it if, Act 1, we talk about T'Challa. Everybody loves Shuri, right? From the beginning, okay? She's
Are you
accepted.
talking audience or like
No,
people
in the movie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she is loved, everything, all that crap, right? And
Yeah.
Act 2, she proves it. She proves why she's loved. She's a badass. She wins the fight or whatever, right? First W of the movie, yeah?
Yeah.
Act 3, she messes up. She gets cocky, she gets arrogant, she does something that's out of her character and maybe something what like T'Challa would do, right? And she doesn't use her intelligence or something like that. And it costs like a really big deal to Wakanda. And then that's how they end the movie, right? And then we don't see her again for a couple of years. But when we see her, she's this like maybe a lot stronger, a lot colder character.
Okay.
Right? Because she's failed. She failed as Black Panther, and now like she's redeeming herself. And from that point, we get a redemption arc. But I know they're not going to do that. It's going to be a very almost kid-friendly, just fun, loud noises movie type of thing.
See, what you're describing there was the ending of Infinity War, right?
Was it?
How Thanos basically won, and we were left on this cliffhanger wanting more, right?
No, but I'm not saying a cliffhanger. I don't want cliffhanger. I just want.
No, that's basically what you're saying, because you're saying she want her to lose and then leave, and that's how the movie ends.
No, all I want her to do is realize that, like, you know how it's like, second act she realizes she's not good as like T'Challa, right? And then third act she redeems herself.
Yeah, by embracing her own.
Yeah, I would love for them to switch it around where she embraces herself or embraces T'Challa by second act, right? And it doesn't work.
Yes, interesting. Yes,
but
yes.
yeah, no.
Okay, so we have reached the end of our discussion. And basically, any final thoughts you want to leave us with, Abbas? Let me know.
Oh, now I do. Okay, yeah, I don't have high expectations for this movie or Marvel at all, right?
Okay.
Anymore. I feel like they've dropped the ball too many times. And yeah, maybe take a page out of DC, Batman was an incredible movie, right?
The Batman.
Yeah, The Batman was an incredible movie. May I say that, like, just once again. We have no idea how was Black Adam, by the way, can I just ask?
Black Adam was I can definitely see why people didn't enjoy it, but I can also at the same time see why people really enjoyed it. Now, it done a lot of setting up, and it did a lot of, world building for the DC universe, but it also it's confused in some aspects. Which do you want me to? No, we won't discuss.
I feel like no, but did you at the end of the day, did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so that's all that matters, As long as you had a good time watching it, awesome. But yeah, no, I hope they do well, because if they do well, it kind of gives me a bit of relief that the Fantastic Four movie is going to be good and everything else is going to be good. But if this fails, right, which right now is probably their biggest IP, right? There's nothing really bigger than like Black Panther. Like, this is probably set to break $1.52 billion, right? Easily, in my opinion.
Okay.
So if they mess this up, we're not really we're shagged. Bless me, for the future. I really hope this renders, by the way.
Okay. Let's hope it does, because Okay, yeah. So basically, what I want to leave you guys with is this movie. People saying it's a step down, but I have faith. Unlike Abbas, I have faith.
Yeah,
right?
like Abbas.
As long as as fair, really, as long as I don't mind that they follow a sort of simple storyline framing, but as long as they make correct decisions for the characters and their development is the most important aspect of a film to me. And as long as Ryan Coogler does it the way he's done in other movies, Oscar-nominated movies that he's done,
Yeah.
I will still go to cinema and enjoy this film. But, you know, thank you guys for watching. And as always, make sure you leave a like and subscribe and turn on post notifications to be made aware every time I upload. Now, thank you guys. And Abbas, thank you for joining me.
Yeah. Bye.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Yep.
Leave it like leave this as like an outro, you know, like a fourth wall breaking outro, and then like just cut it off here. That would be awesome. Come on.
Can you at least tell everyone to like and subscribe?
Oh, like and subscribe. Alright, let's go.